Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be pre-ranking my anticipation for all of the upcoming superhero projects that are coming out this year. I am going to go ahead and give a disclaimer. There are two shows that are coming out at the beginning of the year that I will not be including in this ranking. Harley Quinn, I believe, is getting its third season, and Invincible, I believe, is also getting its third season. Those are two animated shows that I have not watched yet, and I have not caught up with the first couple of seasons. And because I haven't seen any episodes of any of those shows, I'm not going to be including it here. Invincible, I do plan on watching Invincible Season 3. I plan on binge watching it and catching up so that I can watch it. But that being said, I felt like if I added that to my anticipation ranking, it'd be really hard to rank it because as of right now, I haven't seen a single episode of Invincible. So that being said, other than that, we got 12 shows here to rank. I'm incredibly excited about it. Let's dive into this. Alrighty, and coming in dead last place, I probably would have been insanely excited about this project had it came out 2 or 3 years ago. We have Marvel Zombies. I feel like this show, just overall, it has been so dragged out. Like, for people who do not know, this is going to be a spinoff of one of the first episodes of the What If show that came out, I believe, in like 2020. It's an episode where all of the Marvel Avengers, like the main 6 core Avengers, end up getting the zombie virus, and there's a bunch of zombies going on in this world, and we're kind of following like the B team of Avengers, everybody from Marvel Phase 4 and Marvel Phase 5, as they're trying to fight off the zombie apocalypse. And I think that this is a cool concept. I think that Marvel Zombies is a concept that I really like in the comics, but that being said, there's a bunch of characters in here that I'm honestly not that interested in seeing. I feel like we haven't gotten enough clips of who all is going to show up in this show for me to really care that much about it. And like I said, this is something I would have liked had it came out 4 years ago. I feel like at this point, I'm honestly not that interested in it. And whenever it comes out, I'll probably watch it and be like, wow, that was Marvel Zombies. And that'll probably be my whole thought process. Coming in 11th place, another animated project, we have Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. This is one that I feel like I would have been a lot more excited about had they stuck with the original plan and kind of made this Spider-Man freshman year the origin story for Tom Holland's Spider-Man. That being said, they decided to instead set this in a different universe, and I do like the fact that we're getting, an animated Spider-Man show for a different generation of kids. I think that that's something that's been really cool, is that Spider-Man has been a staple in a lot of young boys' lives, and I like the fact that a lot of kids growing up nowadays are going to have this cartoon to look forward to from week to week, and I do like the fact that they're including a lot of Marvel characters. The fact that Daredevil is going to show up in this, the fact that there's a Captain America reference in the trailer, I think was very exciting. I like what they're doing with Norman Osborn. I feel like Coleman Domingo as this character is going to be incredible, and I do like the fact that he's going to be taking on a mentor that in the comics is one of his biggest villains, and I like the fact that they're probably going to be placing little seeds for that. And there's a lot of cool villains that should be explored in this first season of the show, and I am incredibly excited to see what they do with it. But that being said, the animation style, I don't know yet if I'm going to like it. I'm very iffy on it. And then another thing that I'm not incredibly excited about is they seem to be really hitting us over the head with the fact that this Peter Parker is an incredibly dorky person. He's saying a lot of things that are just unnatural for somebody to say, and I feel like the portrayal of Peter Parker here is one that I'm not going to be particularly fond of. Alrighty, and coming in 10th place, we have something that I really wish I could put higher, this Spider-Man Noir show. I'm a diehard fan of Nicolas Cage. I feel like any movie or TV show or anything that has Nicolas Cage in it, I will be seated. But for this show specifically, I can't put it very high on this list because nothing has came out about it. We don't have any teaser trailers. We don't have a lot of promotional pictures. We have a couple of set photos, and we do get to see the suit, and it does look pretty good. But that being said, we don't know the overall vibes of this show yet. We don't know if it is fully 100% going to be black and white. We don't know a lot about this project at all, and we also have nothing to base it off of because at the end of the day, this is Sony, and Sony doesn't have a really good track record. That being said, it is going to be an Amazon Prime original, and so The Boys gives me a little bit of hope, but that being said, we really have no idea. So I couldn't put this any bit higher, but that being said, I am extremely cautiously optimistic that this one's going to be incredible. Coming in 9th place, we have the shorts Eyes of Wakanda. This one is particularly weird to me because it's going to be 4 episodes, and Marvel Zombies had the same issue. Why are we doing a bunch of these 4-episode little things? I'm sure I'm going to enjoy this. I think that the animation style, we've only seen a couple of small little clippets of it. It looks incredible. I think the fact that this is being produced by Ryan Coogler is definitely a great sign. I feel like he is incredible, and I think that there's definitely a lot of fun to be had with this show. The fact that it's going to be taking us through the past Black Panthers, and we're potentially going to see a lot of different people who have fought and collected relics for Wakanda. I think it's going to be really interesting, but as of right now, I don't have a lot of optimism for this. I feel like the fact that it's going to be 4 episodes is kind of underwhelming. And I also am not that interested to see something that is going to be showing kind of like, hey, this is stuff that's happened in the background of the MCU. By the way, these are things that have happened, because anytime they do that, it sometimes really just muddles some of the like storyline and some of the what's it called? Like timeline things. Like this could potentially add plot holes that didn't exist before, and I'm not insanely excited about that. That being said, I'm intrigued to see what they're doing with this. Coming in 8th place, we have the show Ironheart. Anthony Ramos is one of my favorite actors of all time. Last year, despite having zero knowledge of the Transformers, I went and saw Transformers Rise of the Beast solely because Anthony Ramos was in it, and I loved it. Once again, solely because Anthony Ramos is in it. So this show has Anthony Ramos in it, and I'm going to love it. I also was a really big fan of Riri Williams in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I know a lot of people have the gripe of like the fact that she didn't need to be in that movie. They could have replaced her character with literally anybody. She 100% was kind of just a plot device to kind of keep the movie going. And I don't disagree with that. But I think that she was fantastic in that. And I think that Dominique Thornton is an incredible actress. She has incredible chemistry with a lot of the people she works with. Her comedic timing is fantastic. And I think that this is going to be a really fun addition to the MCU. I think that there's a great chance that this sets up a Young Avengers in a way that a lot of us aren't necessarily expecting. And I like the concept of technology versus magic. I really am excited to see what they do with the Hood. Coming in 7th place, I'm incredibly cautiously optimistic about this one, but it's going to be the first Marvel movie I get to see in a theater in a really long time, so I'm insanely excited for it. Captain America: Brave New World. Anthony Mackie's incredible. I'm glad he's finally getting his chance to shine as the Captain America on the big screen. I'm incredibly excited for the action sequences. I personally was a huge fan of all of the flight sequences in The Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think that the way that they open up that first episode and he's doing a lot of interesting things flying around in the Grand Canyon, it's cool. It's a lot of action sequences that you can't necessarily do with the Steve Rogers Captain America, and I like the fact that we're getting stuff like that in this movie. All of the sequences with the fighter jets and stuff and him having to fly around Tiamat, that's cool. I think that that's going to be incredible. I'm not incredibly excited about how much Hulk-related characters are going to be in this movie, and I don't like the fact that they've done an ungodly amount of reshoots, and they completely added in a character for Giancarlo Esposito in this movie that was not originally there. It's not a great sign when you have to add an entire character to a movie during the rewrites, but that being said, I can't wait for it to come out. I think that some of the action sequences are going to be good. The Red Hulk visuals look fantastic. I'm, once again, cautiously optimistic that this one's going to be good. Coming in 6th place, just from the vibes of the teaser trailer for this one, I'm insanely excited. We got the Wonder Man TV show. Yahya Amir Abdul, I probably just butchered his name, I'm so sorry, is an incredible actor. And I feel like he's been doing so much great stuff with superhero media his entire career. I feel like the stuff that he did as, I believe, Dr. Manhattan in the... Why am I blanking on the name right now? The Watchmen movie that he was in, I think that he was fantastic at that. I think he's one of the best parts. In the Aquaman movies, once again, I think he is one of the best parts. So seeing him get to play a character that's a little more silly, a little more goofy is great. I love the Simon Williams character in the comics. I feel like he's definitely a fun character who kind of comes in and kind of messes things up for a lot of people. And he's just kind of like a wrecking ball of a character, and I like that. I think that he's something completely different from what Marvel currently has going on, and I'm incredibly excited to see if this is a fully standalone thing, if this is more episodic, and I'm really intrigued to see how far they go into kind of the mythology and just the background of Hollywood in this movie show. Coming in 5th place, we have Peacemaker Season 2. I think that the first season is an incredible season of television. I do think that it is slightly overrated, but that being said, John Cena has kind of proved to me in the last couple of years that he is one of the best WWE stars turned actors. I think that he's able to portray this character particularly well. His vulnerability is something that is so captivating to me. I mean, he has no issues showing just a wide range of emotions. He has no limits really as to how far he'll go to play this role. And I think that James Gunn's direction is just something that has absolutely blown me away time after time again. I have no reason to believe that this won't be an incredible season of television. And I just am really incredibly excited to see some of these characters again. I think that Peacemaker and Vigilante really stole the show from all DC media in general for me. So I'm insanely excited to see what they do with it. I'm also extremely excited to see how James Gunn is going to be tying in some of the animated stuff to the live action stuff, because Frank Grillo is set to appear as Rick Flag Sr. in this movie, and he is currently Rick Flag Sr. in the Creature Commandos TV show, so I'm very excited to see how they deal with that, and I think it's going to be a good season of television. Coming in fourth place, I figured this was a very fitting place to put the Fantastic Four First Steps. I'm incredibly excited about this movie. I think the fact that they're finally getting the Fantastic Four in the MCU is so exciting. The fact that it's not going to actually be in the MCU is a little more questionable. But that being said, I like the fact that this is going to be in its own separate universe because it gives us a chance for the heroes to lose. I've said this before. Galactus winning this movie would be one of the craziest things ever, and it's something I 100% would love for Marvel to do. I think that having the Fantastic Four join Avengers Doomsday as defeated as possible would be absolutely incredible. I think part of what made Infinity War so interesting to me, and part of the reason why I think it is one of the best Marvel movies they've ever done, is because the destruction of Asgard at the beginning of that movie is so devastating. We just saw them, finally, they're free from Hela's reign, they're going to go somewhere, they're going to be safe, everything is going to be okay, and then they get decimated immediately, and I think that that is something they have the potential of doing here again to set up Avengers Doomsday. Having this entire world get decimated and the Fantastic Four be the lone four survivors of this universe would be incredibly cool. I think that this cast is absolutely captivating. I think that they all are going to have incredible chemistry with each other. And I think that this is going to be the most comic accurate look for all four of these characters. I'm extremely excited about it. I can't wait to see what they do with it. And I'm holding out hope that the villain wins this movie. Now, in third place, this one is just so insanely exciting for me personally. Marvel is finally doing a TV show that's actually going to feel like a TV show. We got Daredevil Born Again. Charlie Cox reprising his role as Daredevil. Absolutely phenomenal. Vincent D'Onofrio as Mayor Wilson Fisk. You kidding me? That's awesome. I'm insanely excited about that. Muse is an incredibly dark and twisted character in the comics, so the fact that they are going through with using him in this TV show makes me incredibly excited. I feel like we're going to get some incredible action sequences. I feel like we're going to kind of push the boundaries of TV 14, at least for Marvel standards. A lot of people are like, this is coming out on Disney Plus, they're going to nerf Daredevil. I don't think they will. I think it's going to be incredible. I'm excited to see Punisher back again. I'm excited to see Foggy Nelson, and I just can't wait to see what direction they decide to take the show in. I think that it's going to be great regardless, and I think it's going to be really fun having this sense of community while we're all watching the show together to kind of have some of these fun theories about like, okay, what's going to happen next week? Okay, and then how is this going to tie into this? And then just overall, I think it's going to be great for the Marvel universe to have a show that is this good. So I'm insanely excited about it. Coming in second place, my all-time favorite comic book run is being turned into a movie. I have to have the Thunderbolts here. I was very, very skeptical when they first released, okay, this is the people who are going to be in the Thunderbolts. I kind of had a similar reaction to what I had with Marvel Zombies, where I was like, I don't really care about the majority of the people on this team. But after seeing a couple of trailers, I'm sold. For one, Wyatt Russell as John Walker. Incredible casting. I think that his performance in The Falcon and Winter Soldier is one of the best acting performances we've gotten from any actors in the MCU in the last 2.5 years. I think that he's fantastic. I think that the Red Guardian is somebody who's going to be absolutely incredible throughout this movie. I'm terrified they're going to kill him off, and it's going to be so devastating. I swear to God, I will not be okay if that happens. I think that Ghost in this movie looks like she's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm glad that we're having a character who has such an intricate power set and how she seems to be kind of mastered of it now. So that's going to be really cool. And I think that overall, the action sequences in this movie are going to be absolutely incredible. I love the tone that they're setting for this movie, and I like the fact that it's a bunch of ragtag misfits who kind of all feel like they're losers. I think that this movie is going to shock a lot of people with how much it's going to feel like the first Guardians of the Galaxy and the first Avengers movie, which, in my opinion, those are two of the best movies that Marvel has ever made. But coming in first place, we have Superman. I think that James Gunn is just an incredible director. I think that him being handed the reins of the DC Universe is going to be incredibly, incredibly exciting. I think that this movie has an insane amount of potential, and I think that James Gunn is somebody who knows the comic book universe incredibly well and knows what us comic book fans specifically are going to want. I know that a lot of times Marvel has to kind of like pander towards like just general audiences. I don't think James Gunn is going to do that as much. I think that he has a story to tell, and he's going to make sure that he tells it. And one of my favorite things about this movie in particular is the fact that James Gunn has said he's not trying to set up an entire universe here. He just wants to tell a good Superman story. And I love that. That's awesome. I like the fact that we're getting Lex Luthor and Luthor Corp, and I like the fact that we're going to be seeing so many different villains and superheroes in this movie. And I'm just incredibly, incredibly excited to see Superman in a light that we've never really seen him in. Personally, I've never been a really big fan of Superman, and part of the reason I'm so excited about this movie is because I think James Gunn is going to be able to convert me into a Superman fan. Something that has always made me upset about Superman is he's so insanely powerful that it's hard to relate to him on any levels, and I think James Gunn is going to solve that issue with this movie. But yeah, that being said, that was it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming by and checking it out. I love and appreciate you guys so much for watching, and if you liked it, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Bow. Bow. Bow.